Hello everyone, welcome to another insightful session by Caplexus Capital. Today we are going to talk about something every finance student is curious about, and is how to get into finance and what actually. So to break down this, we have with us our guest Raunaq Mehrotra and has real insights to share. So let's dive into the journey and understand what works and what doesn't. So Ronak, can you introduce yourself and your journey in finance?
Hello everyone, my name is Raunaq Mehrotra. I am currently a student at PGDM BFS program at IMI Delhi, and I'm currently interning at Patterson Securities as an economics research and evaluation research and portfolio management intern, where I deal with portfolio management exercises and do valuation for different companies as a daily task at my internship.
So when did you decide to pursue seriously?
It all started before applying for IMI Delhi as in the PGDM BFS program. I gave CAT, and when I got good score in CAT, so that I can choose from different colleges where I should join in my future. So I thought finance is really curious. I was curious about finance, and the roles that came at IMI Delhi were quite fascinating according to what percentile I got. And I think with what percentile I got in CAT, it gave me the best option to choose different colleges in those brackets, and IMI Delhi was one of the best options. And usually at IMI Delhi, there are a lot of finance companies that come. Accordingly, some 100 plus companies that come for finance roles, and that gave me some motivation to join this course at IMI Delhi.
What actually attracted you to finance?
Sorry.
What initially attracted you to finance?
I think in with respect to finance, I was curious to know about how companies manage their money, how the companies are valued, how the valuations work, and I wasn't someone who was very great in stocks, so I wanted to learn about stocks as well, how the money moves up and down in the market, and what are the micro and the macroeconomic factors that affect uh, various movements across money, and how did COVID, when it came, disrupted the market. Just because of the those disruptions, all of the supply chain were disconnected from the whole world. And just now, the how Iran and US war resulted in those little oil disruptions and how it impacted our economy. So I think these are some few factors, but yes, the 2008 financial crash as well. So it made me curious how those things work, and it led me to develop a deep interest in finance.
Tell me that how did you get your first internship and
Okay, yeah, it's been a long journey. I mean, I've applied to various companies while in my college. We have a platform from where the companies came. We used to get those profiles, and we used to apply in the application in whichever company we wanted to apply in. So initially, we were getting a few roles, but yes, shortlistings were done solely on your CV or your resume. So it was a pretty hard to get into what roles we want. But yes, I got shortlisted in three companies, and out of which two were core finance role. One was at BMW India as a financial intern, where I couldn't went through. But yes, at Patterson, I got in with an AI interview and as well as a short video on a topic of AI. So that is how I got into Patterson Securities as an economic slash valuation slash portfolio management intern.
strategy while applying for the many
Sorry,
students?
sorry, Adarsh, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I want to ask you that what was your strategy while applying for internships?
My strategy for applying to internships solely depended on one purpose. Will that internship add a value in my CV or in my career ahead? And I think this is the sole purpose that one should look for before applying to any internship. And also, the remuneration also plays a factor. But I guess if you get to learn a lot in your internships. So I think remuneration it is not important as much as your learning purposes. So I think if you can learn a lot in an internship, it will be a great value to your CV as well, and as well as you will get to apply those values to your future job prospect as well.
So tell me, like, what do you think made your profile stand out from other students?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
What do you think made your profile stand out from students?
I think with my previous experiences in good companies like Zomato Private Limited, which is now in Eternal, and at Amazon Private Development Limited as well, I think these two added a huge role in my shortlisting of my CV. And also, I think if you have done various courses related to finance, they also add up uh, keywords to your CV, and I think it will be a great boost because nowadays a lot of companies use AI to pick up CVs or pick up shortlisted candidates from a bunch of CVs. So I think using right keywords and having relevant experiences and doing courses relevant to your work is more important. And if you abide by to it, you can also get your CV or your resume shortlisted for any companies where you want to go in.
So now, what do recruiters actually look for as finance interns?
I think recruiters technically look for good technical skills as well, your Excel and advanced Excel skills, and then if you are able to do financial modeling, which is taught to you in your classes, and also related to your communication skills, if you are able to communicate freely without any hesitation, with confidence, and yes, I mean, they also test your knowledge of finance in those interviews. They ask you key ratios or key financial ratios, which are also helpful in valuation purpose, because when you evaluate a company on the basis of their past performance, you use these key ratios of financial terms to check how the company is performing or how well or well whether the company has a great prospect and future or not, whether one should invest in the company or not. Also, you can use the financial cash flows or methods to evaluate the future value of the company as well. So you can use your classroom knowledge uh, while using these calculations. So I think that would really give your recruiter an insight on what you know and how, because obviously they will give you some training on how they use these things. But yes, they also want to test your knowledge, what you have behind.
Certifications matter. Our skills.
Sorry, couldn't hear you, others.
Yeah. So what's the next question? Do certifications matter or are skills more important?
I think certifications matter only when you have those skills. If you don't have those skills and you only have done those certification, then I think it won't add up to much value. Only on the paper you can show them that yes, you have done some certification, but if you are not able to apply those knowledge or those skills or anything related to what you have done in your certification to real life work experience, then I think in my opinion, it won't matter.
That's the next question. What skills should a student finance intern?
I think the most important skills that a finance student should have is having to evaluate, having to know how to evaluate companies, do financial modeling, and also how well you are able to give your presentations. I think presentation skills are also one of the most important thing. Rest, I think, in my opinion, you should also have analytical thinking skills and a willingness to learn how you are able to do it, and strong Excel, Microsoft Excel skills, because those are really important while you're doing those calculations. And then you are also able to have the financial statement analysis, where you are giving basically the three main statements that you can help to analyze, and also an understanding of markets as well. I think that is one of the most important things that one should have being a finance intern.
So what separates selected versus rejected candidates and
I think the biggest difference is clarity and application. I mean, selected candidates show that they know the concepts really well, and they also show the practical understanding there. But maybe having a portfolio of their own where they can showcase all those projects that they've worked on, and yes, staying relevant and staying confident also helps in the interviews. Rejected candidates are often who lack clarity in their answers, and they claim to have knowledge, but they are not able to show that, or they are faking it. And rest, giving theoretical or vague answers to practical questions is something which separates a rejected candidate and the selected candidate in an interview. Hello.
Recording रुक देना एक बार. So moving to the next question. How many applications did you roughly make before getting selected?
Initially, I made 10 to 12 applications, which included both in college as well as outside of college. I mean, 10 to 12 within the college, and then maybe 10 outside of the college, because initially I was not getting shortlisted. So then I looked up for the problem which was coming and not get on not being getting shortlisted. And then I worked upon it, basically tweaking some words in the CV and maybe applying to those roles which I can get shortlisted in. And then after that, I got shortlisted for Patterson Securities. I mean, yes, in accordance to it, you can still get rejected, and I think it is perfectly fine to get rejected in few applications, because hopefully something much better is awaiting for you.
How important are projects and practical experience?
I think, in my opinion, projects are extremely important, and especially for students who have no prior working experience. And me being someone who had no finance experience in finance previously, I think I really worked on few courses which gave me projects as well at the end of the course completion. So, projects are really important if you are a fresher in a field with having no prior work experience, because they act as a proof of your skill. And even simple projects, such as analyzing a company's financial statements or building a basic Excel model, can demonstrate your practical skills to the recruiter. And it is a great initiative for you as a student to showcase what value do you bring to the table for the recruiters or a potential company that you want to get hired in.
How can us start building skill?
I think, in my opinion, someone who's a beginner should start with fundamentals, which is understanding or developing a deep understanding of financial statements and basic Excel skills, and then moving up to advanced Excel skills, which can be taught in your classrooms or by various courses. And then also you should have various data analysis skills, which includes Power BI and Tableau as well. You can do that on various courses, as well as uh, but in your classroom knowledge as well, because you may have few subjects in your classroom which can help you in developing these skills. After that, you should immediately apply what you learn and develop few projects on your own, small projects. I'm not saying you should have you should work on very big projects. Start small, then you can gradually transition into bigger projects. And then uh, if you can ask me which projects you should do, then you should maybe go for analyzing a listed company or by tracking its stock performance. And in my opinion, the key is to learn and apply your knowledge simultaneously, because it will help you to see what is correct and what you're doing wrong, so that you can work on that.
Next question. Questions for us in your interview.
I In my interview, I was asked mainly about some key ratios and how they are useful and impactful while analyzing a company, and also the limitations of the ratios, what they show and what they not show. And then basic finance questions regarding what are the three main types of financial statements. Then the recruiter also asked me about my prior experience, and also the projects that I've made and what was my approach to these projects, and also some market related questions, such as current trends or opinions upon the geopolitical situation and how they could have impacted India or Indian economy, and few HR questions to understand my motivation and mindset while applying to this company, why I want to get into this role, and if not this role, then why into this company. So you should know, you should have a deep research about the company as well and what the company demands from you as a student in finance or any MBA student.
What is the biggest misconception students have about finance internships?
I think, in my opinion, the biggest misconception that a student has while applying is that you have to know everything before applying. I think one should limit themselves to the role they are applying, and should have knowledge only related to the role they are applying, such as if you're applying to a role of maybe a portfolio management intern, then you should know how are the portfolio managed and what are hedge funds and what are the different type of fund managers and what roles and responsibilities a fund manager must have, and also basic knowledge about finance and your willingness to learn. I mean, you should be seen eager to learn in your interview, rather than, because as a recruiter, they also know that this is your first time doing an MBA and they are here to give you a platform to showcase and develop skills. So they know that you're not fully prepared, but the main thing is to give you a platform where you can learn and then develop these skills so that you can transition into a future full-time role in your future. And I think many students delay applying because they think they are not ready or they are underconfident, and which usually slows down their progress while applying to these roles.
Question. So, what mistakes do students make while preparing? If
I think most students, if I'll take example of mine, I focus too much on the theory subject of the part and not enough on application. I mean, theory knowledge is important, but yes, you should also know where to apply those knowledges. Many students keep consuming the content, courses or videos for hours, but they usually don't practice what they learn. And I think this is one of the most common mistakes that a student makes. And secondly, another common mistake is a lack of consistency. If you're not being consistent with your efforts and whatever you have learned, then eventually you'll forget about those things, and it will be a really undervaluing or low confident behavior. And because preparation takes time and it is a serious effort from the student side to get shortlisted or maybe do well in the other rounds of an interview process.
a typical day during a finance intern, like
Um, in my company, Patterson Securities, a typical day starts with a daily meet with the mentor or the manager. We usually discuss about different topics every day, and then the work is allotted to different students of different colleges. So I think we then work on maybe screener platform, which help us to analyze stocks and then make a report on it using an Excel and a Word file, and then researching more about companies or industries and preparing reports or presentations. And depending upon the role, it could also include financial modeling, market tracking, or assisting senior team members with ongoing projects. But in my, we are not assisting senior team members. We usually do financial valuations more than financial modeling.
so. Moving to the next question: what are the three things every student should get shortlisted?
In my opinion, I think the first is to build two or three or maybe four or five solid projects so that the recruiters can know that you just not only have theoretical knowledge, but also you have used that theoretical knowledge into real world practical skills. And then the second is to make a clean resume, and a one-page resume basically, and also with specific and measurable points so that it can help in your shortlisting. Then is applying consistently to jobs. Face rejections, that is completely normal. And once you get it shortlisted for any company, then work on getting to know about the company more and what work they do, and then aligning your work towards the company's goal or objective, so that they can know that you are the best candidate or the best fit for the company.
Next question: what should someone avoid completely?
In my opinion, you should avoid overloading your CV with irrelevant or fake information, and also not applying blindly without understanding the role. And most importantly, avoid waiting for the perfect time to start. You learn more by actually applying and facing interviews, and every interview that you give makes you much better as someone who's applying for any role, because you already know what you don't have to do rather than what you should do.
So you can tell us about it. How can students from year two and
I think you should only focus on the things that you can control, or the things that you are in your control, rather than focusing on the things that are not in control of you. And these are skills, projects, and being consistent. Recruiters ultimately care about what you can do, not just your from. Building a strong portfolio, networking smartly, and being proactive can help you bridge those gaps significantly. You can also participate in various business case competitions so that they can know that you are relevant, and all these things will eventually help you get in your dream company, or maybe any company or role that you're targeting in your future.
so thank you so much for this sharing this valuable insights. I'm sure this will help a lot of students who are preparing for their finance intern. Thank you so much, and
Yeah, sure. Thank you, others, for inviting me to this podcast. It was really great experience for me as well. I mean, this is my first podcast that I've ever shot, so yeah, I was really excited and nervous at the same time. Thank you.